This video, we're going to talk about the benefits of sauna. Let's go in. We're about to jump into the sauna here, and we'll talk about sauna benefits for recovery from muscle soreness, from working out, from pitching, as well as some of the immunity benefits, which are really important for our high-level athletes, because as you train more, what we've seen is that you get sick more, especially as you're trying to increase your intensity of training a little bit. So we'll talk about that here in the sauna. All right, so here we go. So we're here in the sauna. Let's talk a little bit about the benefits of using a sauna for an athlete. Joe Rogan loves saunas. We've seen it on his podcast multiple times. And Dr. Rhonda Patrick, as well as a few others, have talked about the benefit of heat shock proteins. That's something we can talk about, but we don't have a ton of research on what these heat shock proteins do. We know that they have beneficial effects. We also know that we have essentially cold shock proteins that are developed when we're under extreme cold temperatures or slightly cold temperatures for a prolonged period of time. Same way with heat shock proteins. If you're in warm, arid climates, you're going to develop more heat shock proteins. If you're here in the north, we're in Michigan, you don't get as many heat shock proteins because we only have a summer for a certain period of the year. We're in cold weather right now in the winter. Because of that, we can really sustain some good benefits with encountering or developing some heat shock proteins. So basically these heat shock proteins, this is, like we said, why these people are talking about it, because we have so many immune benefits or immunity benefits as a result of developing some of these heat shock proteins, which can aid in important cellular processes, assist other proteins in getting to where they need to get to, but also in cellular repair. When we have damage to a tissue or we sustain damage to a tissue, which is done just through everyday life, but is accentuated if you do any sort of strenuous activity or training, cells get damaged, and these heat shock proteins can help us to repair these cells. Now, on top of that, we have other benefits that are less discussed, but maybe more research and more important, which is for the athlete, for the individual who's pitched a lot, thrown a lot, worked out really hard, whatever the case may be, added circulation benefits are really important. Basically, we have vasodilation, where the blood vessels open up, more blood can flow through them to the tissue that requires more blood. So if I really worked my upper body hard, my throwing arm hard, or I've recently had some form of injury, whether that's UCL injury or whatever that is, we're going to get more blood into that area because we have heat, which is going to cause vasodilation, allowing more blood to flow through those blood vessels. It's a really important benefit, especially for recovery for our athletes, especially high-level athletes. Now, when we talk about those heat shock proteins and some of the other things that haven't been researched as much as we need them to be researched or would like to see them substantiated with literature, we're talking about immunity benefits. And we know that high heat, high stress environments like the sauna have great immunity benefits, which is particularly important for those college and pro level athletes who we know get sick more often than their lower level counterparts. They're training harder, they're putting more stress on their body, so now their body has to recover from more cumulative load, which means it doesn't have as much energy to fight off infections. Now, there's a catch-22 here, because the better shape that you're in, the better fitness that you have, the more you're able to fight off these conditions. But if you are training with progressive overload above what your body can handle at this current time to try to elevate your performance, it's not going to be able to fight those infections as well. And that's why we like the idea of utilizing saunas, and that goes in turn with your supplementation, vitamin D, and all these other things that we can talk about. But saunas can be a great adjunct, and it's just relaxing. Get in a sauna, you relax, you feel better as a result of utilizing the sauna. So there's a lot of really good benefits in utilizing sauna, but from a recovery standpoint, it's a great adjunct for our elite and high-level athletes, or anybody who has access to one easily just from training. And then for the immunity benefits and for the cellular repair benefits, I think it's a great option as well. And then when we think about, our more mature athletes, our senior level athletes who are looking for longevity benefits and increased resiliency, the sauna is a great option, and we won't even go into that in this video. That's beyond my depth there, but vasodilation, improved blood flow, cardiovascular benefits as a result of the heart working harder to pump blood through, as a result of me breathing in hot air and providing some stress for which the lungs have to adapt to, and then also the psychological benefits of having decreased tone, feeling more relaxed after the sauna is a great little way to add a little bit more into that ATM so that when you go to pull out the next day in your training session or in your next competition, you have a little bit more that you can pull out of that ATM. One thing that you can do to maximize your sauna benefits is to actually do some stretching while you're in the sauna. That's one way that I love to maximize my time and get the most out of it. Alright, so we just finished up our sauna. Make sure to subscribe, hit the thumbs up if you like this video. Try the sauna out. Great recovery tool after injury, after a hard bout of training, competition. And it's great for immune health. Won't hurt you. Give it a try. Let me know how it goes in the comment section below, and we'll see you guys in the next video.